Good morning, Steph. So just looking at that, obviously traffic's a little bit lighter considering we are in a pandemic right now. But I know even our news producer who is trying to navigate around there, what is the best route for alternates?
Honestly, the only route through there is Eastport. That is the only route through there. Besides that, you will find yourself quite in the mess because you are being turned off on Nikola Tesla. And Nikola Tesla takes you all the way through Hamilton. It's not the best route for you. So I would definitely suggest that you turn around, head back to Woodward, take Eastport along, and you can get through that area quite easily.
Okay, and we're going to continue to watch this one, Steph. Thank you. So as Steph mentioned, a two-vehicle crash here, and it is major. This happened early this morning. Eastbound QEW at Eastport, as Steph has mentioned. 3 left lanes, shoulder blocked off. The whole roadway completely blocked as they're doing some work here. So as she mentioned, this whole section, it could be some time. 2 vehicles here involved, both you can see here with major damage. And on top of that, a highway traffic sign brought down as well. That could pose some serious issues when it comes to the reopening time. Now, police have not yet released how significant injuries may be, but we want to bring you back to a live look at the scene and give you another a shot here. And you can see just one of those vehicles involved, what's left of it, being loaded onto that heavy tow right now. When it comes to the sign and when it comes to reconstruction, that's going to play a key role in when this can all reopen. Have a look there. And then that's the key shot right now. That could be a while. And as Steph mentioned, Eastport really the only way to go at the moment. So crews still trying to figure out how this happened, how to repair all of this, and when they can potentially reopen. We'll let you know as soon as we get that information. All right, the latest in COVID-19 now, a new step in the fight against this pandemic. The field hospital built in the parking lot of Sunnybrook has accepted its first patient.
We're progressing towards taking more patients in as the week moves on. We expect that there'll be a regular cadence of patients coming in, and we will continue to offer beds to those patients as they come through.
And the move comes as the province continues to report record-breaking hospitalizations with 869 COVID patients now in the ICU. Right now, 10 beds have opened in the field hospital to help reduce strain. But as more space is needed, the mobile health unit could handle up to 100 patients. These beds are being used for patients recovering from COVID-19 and those waiting to go home or be transitioned to an alternative care setting. Meantime, more help is on the way, and this time from the military, including airlifting medical personnel from other provinces as our province reaches more grim milestones.
We're very grateful for the help that we're receiving from Newfoundland. They're experienced in intensive care, and one is Premier Fury's wife, who is a critical care doctor herself.
Ontario reporting the highest positivity rate since the pandemic began at 10.9% yesterday. The federal government says the Canadian Armed Forces will deploy up to 3 teams of nurses and medical technicians as these hospitalizations increase, similar to the help that was received last year. The Red Cross is also being deployed to help with medical care facilities. And it comes after the province said it made a formal request for help. And Ontario is also calling for a crackdown on domestic air travelers flying into the province, asking Ottawa to mandate pre-departure COVID testing similar to the rules for international travelers. The government says 17 flights landing at Pearson over the past 2 weeks have had possible exposures to the virus. Already, officials have restricted access to its land borders with Quebec and Manitoba. Let's get to Peel Region now, partnering with the province to bring vaccines directly to workplaces impacted by COVID-related outbreaks and closures. Workers at Maple Lodge Farms in Brampton and Mississauga can get their shot on site today. Tomorrow, a clinic will be set up for employees at Maple Leaf Foods, and workers at Amazon facilities in Peel Region that were partially closed due to outbreaks will have access to a shot on site on May the 5th. Peel is expecting to vaccinate 7,000 people at workplace clinics over the next 3 weeks. Well, the Ford government facing backlash for voting down a paid sick day bill that, if passed, could have benefited an essential worker who is now mourning the death of his 13-year-old daughter who died of COVID-19.
She was a young woman who was just starting out in her life, and it is a tragic situation that she passed away. However, we all need to remember that we are working as hard as we can to bring vaccinations to as many people as possible.
We'll talk about that clip in just a second. But first, the bill brought forward by Liberal MPP Michael Coteau, rejected by a 20 to 55 vote. After initially hinting that a paid sick day program was in the works, the Ford government now says it is up to the feds to help compensate for the long called for plan. The NDPs have been presenting paid sick day bills since December. Monday, marking the 25th time the Ford government voted down a paid sick day bill. Okay, let's talk vaccinations now. Pfizer vaccines could possibly be available in select pharmacies as early as this week. It's a pilot project planned where Pfizer shots would be offered in some pharmacies in Toronto and Peel region. There's no word on who would be eligible for the Pfizer shots once available. Officials say distributing Pfizer doses to pharmacies requires more planning because these vaccines must be frozen. Pharmacies also confirming that AstraZeneca supply is running low and current stock would run out by sometime this week. All right, 6:10 is your time right now. Have you noticed your grocery bills? That price going up again. And there is a reason why all of that is happening. Mike Epple explains after the break.